Remember that show, what was it, Dirty Jobs, with, I think it was Mike Rowe. Infant baby photographers have to be one of the hardest jobs. I will go out there and block a D lineman any day of the week before I try to get a sleeping baby to take pictures and make them look cute. And my daughter pooped on the woman's hands. And here we go. We are back. It has been a crazy couple of weeks. I left you guys a few weeks ago, right before the playoffs were starting. I had just gotten back to Arizona. First off, welcome back to the Net Worth. I am your host, Justin Pugh. We're finally back in the studio. We got everything set up. We got the cameras rolling. It's good to have it's plugged in. We have plenty of power. I got the lights rolling. We got the Giants helmet up here. Everything is good. I recently became a father. My wife gave birth to our daughter, Josephine. Joey is what we'll call her. James Pugh, 7 pounds, 11 ounces, the lucky 7'11". She was, I think, 19 inches long. I cut the umbilical cord. It was unbelievable. It was an experience unlike any other. That's why I haven't been in here. She had to briefly go into the NICU. She was dealing with a little bit of reflux, nothing major. So we were in the hospital. And I just want to give a shout out to all nurses out there, man. I mean, we were in Arizona having our baby, and the nurses were just incredible. They were, answering every question. They're up in the middle of the night to help and take care of these babies. They're on these 12-hour shifts. It's truly incredible to see what they do. My wife got discharged and we were staying in a hotel across the street, and they did an unbelievable job to make us feel welcome. So shout out to all my nurses out there. We appreciate you. My daughter's home now. She's doing great. We just did a photo shoot today with her, a 5-hour photo shoot. Remember that show? What was it? Dirty Jobs with, I think it was Mike Rowe was the host of the show. Infant baby photographers have to be one of the hardest jobs. I will go out there and block a D lineman any day of the week before I try to get a sleeping baby or a reluctant, awake, crying baby that either wants to poop or eat to take pictures and make them look cute and make them look like little angels that they all are. My daughter pooped on the woman's hands in the photography. Let me close this door real quick too. You couldn't pay me enough to do that job, but thankful to the women that did it. We are getting unbelievable pictures. I'm sure they'll be posted on social media. You guys will have to check those out. She's my first daughter. So I'm learning to sleep when she sleeps. I'm learning how to heat up bottles. I'm learning how to change diapers, the whole nine. My wife has been a rock star throughout. We'll drop a couple pictures of my daughter Joey in here. My dogs were a little reluctant at first, but they're coming around too. So the Pugh family is doing great. So I appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of a hiatus there, but we are back. A lot of good things moving forward with the channel. We're not going to do a what's happening this week. I just wanted to give you guys an update. I'm actually heading to Radio Row tomorrow at the Super Bowl. My producer Alex has convinced me to vlog the event, so I may do it. I'm going to try it out, and if we like what we get, we're gonna post that on here. We're trying to show some range. I might be signing with a broadcast agent, so trying to dip my toe into that water as well. Potentially, we're seeing how all that goes while still doing real estate. I have a real estate deal in the works right now. Excited to share more on that as it develops. But a lot of great things going on in my personal life. For the show, we're going to continue to talk Giants football. I know you guys love that. Maybe not this episode, but as things happen, we'll dive more into it. We're going to be getting more hosts on, talking more about the things that interest me off the field. Like we're going to try to do this bit on Radio Row. We're going to try to take you out to some sites and show you some of the real estate I've been working on, trying to get more guests onto the show now that people have more time. So just continue to follow along. We're just getting this thing started, getting back and kicking this thing into gear. Took me a while to get everything set up again. So I'm glad we're rolling. So let's first jump back into football. Obviously, that's why a lot of us come to the show. My playoff predictions I had chose. I mean, the playoffs have been amazing thus far. The only game I didn't get to see all of it was my daughter was born on the 21st, that Sunday at 5:12 in the afternoon. So I didn't get to watch the Bills-Chiefs game for the right reasons, though. But I heard it was an unbelievable game. But we'll start with my wild card picks, and then we'll pull up some of my tweets that I had on Twitter because I had predicted the last games last weekend, so we can kind of go through all that. So first things first, we'll talk about wild card weekend. We had the Browns and Texans. I had picked the Browns to beat the Texans. The Texans came out firing. They were unbelievable. So that was a loser. I picked the Cowboys to beat the Packers. Dallas, shit down their leg. Dallas, what is going on? It's a curse. You could almost feel the pressure mounting on the Cowboys during that game, mounting on Dak Prescott during that game. With all that talent to lose to the Packers, I don't know if it's more on the Cowboys pressing and having that pressure. I picked the Bucs to beat the Eagles. That was a winner. I picked the Bills to beat the Steelers. That was a winner. I picked the Lions to beat the Rams. I picked the Chiefs to beat the Dolphins. So all in all, I went 4-2. I feel pretty good about that one. The Browns wasn't a good one. The Cowboys, I still feel like they should have won that game. And then I didn't get a chance to make those next picks. So I'm not even going to talk about those games. But in my playoff episode, I talked about who I thought would be moving on. So I had the AFC Championship being the Bills, Ravens, Lions, 49ers. So I hit on the Lions, 49ers. Never in a million years did I think the Lions would get out to such a commanding lead and the 49ers would be able to come back. It bodes really well because if you also remember in that episode, I picked the 49ers to win it all. So the fact that they were actually able to come back in a game that got down, I didn't think they were built for that, and they proved me wrong, which is scary. On the other side from the AFC, I had picked the Bills versus the Ravens, and I picked the Bills to beat the Ravens. And the reason I picked that is because I felt like the Ravens had gotten so much hype and so much publicity. It actually came out and they were a little scared versus the Texans when they played. I thought the Bills would be able to get up on the Ravens, and to get Lamar and the Ravens offense into a throwing contest is just not how they're built. Similar to how I thought the 49ers were built. The Chiefs were the ones who did it, however. So I can't comment on the Chiefs-Bills game. I know that was amazing. I think everyone wishes that was the AFC Championship game. But the Chiefs found a way to win. And Patrick Mahomes is the king of the mountain. He's the most dominant player in the NFL. He's doing more with less. I've always talked on salary cap and how Patrick Mahomes last year was the first ever quarterback to win a Super Bowl, making over, I think it was 16.9% of the salary cap. So the fact that he is doing that means he's doing more with less in terms of talent around him on the roster. Any quarterback, including Tom Brady. That is astounding. I'm not going to put him on Brady's level yet, but he is on the trajectory to get there, I think. And it's crazy and just shows you how quickly things come and go in the NFL. You're Tom Brady, the best of all time, and all of a sudden, the fact that we're even having conversations that Patrick Mahomes could beat his records, could do this, could do that, is astonishing. I thought the Bills would be able to get up on the Ravens. Exactly what the Chiefs did. They got up on the Ravens. The Ravens weren't able to come back and make that comeback. Had some turnovers. There was a costly one in the end zone by Zay Flowers. You feel for him. He's such a unbelievable rookie. It was great to see Odell Beckham kind of helping him through that time period. So Ravens didn't do it. I think they will be back. They got a young core team. They were playing bully ball. The Ravens were a team you didn't want to beat, but the Chiefs beat them. They deserve to be in the Super Bowl. And a lot of people are talking about Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. Is this for money, for clicks? If the NFL could control it and they could get Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl, they are brilliant for that. I mean, the Chiefs literally are, and don't take this as disrespect, Chiefs. You have some great players across the board, but they're riding Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones making timely stops on third down. Now, there's some other all-pros, McDuffie at cornerback. They have some other great defensive linemen. I'm just saying those are the three that are the bell cows that are carrying this team, the highest paid players, and they're playing their best games when it's needed most. So now we get to the Super Bowl. I'm going to be out there for Radio Row. I'm sure I'm going to be asked my pick. And I gave a tweet, and last week with my tweet when I picked it, I thought the 49ers were going to win by 4 and the Chiefs were going to win by 7. Chiefs win by 7. San Fran wins by 3, so I was off by 1 point. I felt like San Fran had the D-line to close out these games. I feel like the Chiefs were going to get up in the game, and it's exactly what happened. It's almost like I've seen a couple games of football throughout my career. Now, the Chiefs are also without Joe Thuney, it seems like, in this game, but the guy that stepped in Why am I blanking on his name right now? It's Algaretti, I think is his name. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah. Nick Algaretti or Allegretti. Okay. Yeah. Nick Allegretti. Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, but he stepped in and played a heck of a game. So I'm going to give you the Puny Badger of the week, Nick. And because I got the name wrong, you can kill me, but I just want to make sure you got your shine. He shouted out his teammates. I mean, I love to see that. I haven't met Nick, but he's a left guard. He plays the same exact position as me. His step in that scenario is unbelievable. So you're already automatically the Puny Badger of the playoffs so far to do that. It's just it sits right in my heart how well you did for the team. Getting on to the Super Bowl, though, I think the 49ers pull it out. I think the 49ers win. I don't think they win convincingly, but I think they win. I think the defensive line of the 49ers is a lot to handle. Joe Thuney being out of the game is tough. They run the ball really well. I don't know how the Chiefs are going to fare against stopping the run. Steve Spagnuolo is one of the best defensive coaches. He is going to have a scheme. But I will stand on this. I think Mike Shanahan right now is the best coach in the NFL, and I think he finds a way to get it done. 49ers are your Super Bowl champions, and so ensues the Brock Purdy is just a system quarterback. But it goes back to my statements, and I made them all along, and I think we're going to do an episode, actually, and we'll bookmark this. We're going to do an episode on how I would build a team. I think the 49ers have built the team perfectly. You have a rookie quarterback on a rookie minimum salary. Granted, you hit on him in the third round. I think you could even have a first round quarterback. But when a quarterback makes over a certain percentage of the cap, aside from Patrick Mahomes, he's this anomaly that's just standing on this Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. A team has never won the Super Bowl. So Patrick Mahomes did it last year. If he can do it again, we really need to start having a conversation if Patrick Mahomes is the greatest of all time. So I'm going to go with the numbers. I'm going to go with the odds. I think the 49ers win it. I think as a team, they are more talented across the board and they win in Vegas. Then I pick a score. I think the 49ers will win by a field goal. Let's say 49ers by 3. We'll predict it. I'm going to go 31-28. 49ers win the Super Bowl. They're celebrating. Brock Purdy, Arizona kid. Trent Williams caps off a Hall of Fame career with a Super Bowl. And San Francisco's defense does their thing. I just think that's where we're at. All right, enough with this playoff talk. We'll see where things go from here. I appreciate you guys tuning in back into the show. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow Net Worth. Follow Athlete Podcast Network. That's helped me put this show on. That's helped me drive this vision. My producer, Alex, and partner in Athlete Podcast Network has done an unbelievable job of keeping me on task and helping me out with these episodes. And it's grown my personal brand. It's got me some exposure in the broadcasting world. It's got me some exposure with some private equity funds. And hopefully we'll be able to do some cool episodes with some private equity folks here in the future. So, the one thing I will say is I'm thankful for you, Alex, and the Athlete Podcast Network family, Net Worth family. We will see you guys on the next episode. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We will see you guys soon. Take care.